pushing to have games on the weekends, training during the week. I'm trying to get as many of our games earlier in the spring as possible. Why? Because I know the later the spring goes, lacrosse and tired and injuries and all kinds of things. I'm trying my best to avoid that conflict, especially kids playing high school lacrosse now. It's a whole nother commitment. The reason I want to bring this up to everyone is that I just want to make sure everyone's aware of it. Need availability updated, need you there. If something happens, like we are sick, death in the family, something unexpected, of course, we're not monsters. But if those things aren't happening, I can't stress enough how important it is, how much difference it makes in the way they play when they train together. It just matters. Good? Any questions about that schedule? Any concerns?
Yeah. So, did you decide Cedar Lane or what's going to happen in the winter?
So in terms of like a winter league, I believe that our games in this National League are going to occupy our weekends starting in January.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think that we're going to have time for it.
Okay.
I did tell the girls, I asked them, we did have an opportunity to get training space between 8 and 9 o'clock p.m. on Saturday nights.
Thank you.
The girls made
That's
sure.
almost as bad as Friday.
The girls were like, what are you saying? We're not doing it. And I totally understand. Yeah. But that means that we may not have the indoor space, but we're always going to have the ability to come out here during the week. No one's really using the turf or the baseball field. So we will be training outdoors. And I've told the girls this. It will be cold. Yes, I know, but I promise you, for those that have done this before with me, once they start running, the only people that are cold out there are this guy and this guy and that guy. They are running, they are sweating, they are really not that cold. And I've also told them if it is like sub-zero temperatures and it's windy, again, we're not animals. We don't gain anything by coming out here and doing that. But when we train, again, when we start in January, the expectation is we're here, we're committed, we're doing it. Obviously, you all know that we're pretty flexible with conflicts. No, I've never yelled at anyone and said, no, you have to come. But what I really need is to know. I just want to know. So that I can plan, Dave can plan, Jeff can plan. It's just really important to know. That's all we ask you to do.
A big part of that is we can only dress 18, and we have 19, right? If one person mismarks or doesn't mark, figure it out, right? We got to plan for it. It's really important.
Sorry.
Yes, go ahead. Yes. Go ahead, Ken.
Oh, this kind of goes back to the first thing I just came to me now. As far as like the sophomore team, whatever. So next year, though, are we going to still be playing in the fall, or are we going to have more of a spring season like most of the other clubs?
Well, so what next fall will feel like is like this right now.
So like starting after, okay, because we kind of got a little bit of a pushback about like you shouldn't be doing club now.
Yeah.
And fall ball, because it seems like a
Oh,
lot of
wait,
the
fall
girls.
ball.
So high school.
Oh.
I don't know what I just said. Sorry.
Oh, I got you.
But
I
like,
thought you
so
were
they were
talking
like,
about
oh, well, you shouldn't be playing club right now, and we're like,
every girl on that team is playing club.
well, yes.
Definitely on their varsity
Right,
team. I know them
but
all.
like I do know
So-
there are some clubs that, like you said, don't start until November. So I
Yeah.
was just curious to see what our plan was for that.
It'll be similar to this, which is like some players don't have
Right.
a fall season at all. So they play in the spring. I think that's Rehrman and Watney. I think
Right.
that's correct. If anybody else, yes.
Yeah.
So they're probably thinking, well, how am I going to get my
Right.
soccer in the fall?
Right.
So we're going to have to balance it. I don't think we're going to have games because I don't think there's going to be a league. The reason we had the league this year was because we had 8th graders and there were 8th grade teams.
Okay.
So that's generally how we had a league. Next year there won't be any teams playing in September and October.
Okay.
Does that make sense for everybody? Okay. Cool. Any questions about that, about the rest of the season, the break, and then the January? I'm expecting us to still have games in April and May, but I may ratchet it back to like one time a week for training, knowing that the kids are probably very, very busy doing a lot of other things. and so on. But we're always going to be trying to get touches because games will still be going. But I like the intensity of it. I really imagine it being through like end of March. Does that jive? Okay.
So other than the Disney tournament, are there any other tournaments like first half of next year on your radar?
Yeah. So one of them is Jefferson Cup. Is definitely on our radar as a tournament we want to do. If we don't get into that tournament, we will be playing another tournament at the end of March. Is what I'm anticipating. And then we've always talked about doing like one in the spring. And every time we get together this time of year, everyone nods and says, yeah, it's a great idea, but then we never get it in because people are busy and it's the end of school and all that stuff. So we can always add a tournament, but that's not my plan right now to do one at the end. But it would be the Disney tournament. I'm expecting something at the end of March, hopefully Jeff Cup. And then if the team is really thirsty for something at the end of the season, we can do it, knowing that in May we're doing tryouts.
That Celtic thing, okay, I don't know, somewhat missed
Tournament?
that. Yeah, that was a tournament.
Yes.
It was a game that maybe happens on Saturday or Sunday. Where is that? Where did you play that one?
So the Celtic tournament is coming
The
up.
old
So-
Southampton Cup.
So it's formerly the Southampton Cup. Now Celtic, like not Baltimore Celtic, like Scotland Celtic.
Oh, okay.
They're sponsoring this tournament now.
Oh, what we did.
Yeah.
Season finale.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Columbia.
No, we're doing Columbia,
Oh.
and then we're also
Is
doing
that the one
Celtic.
that we had a shootout and lost and was like dejected? Getting
Yes.
That was the
Watching
one.
Gabby's face. Was it that
Yeah,
the where we
and
did the coin
all
toss?
the videos of all the kids getting their medals, like.
Oh.
Coin toss was up in Cecil County.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the coin toss was Cecil County. The Southampton Cup was in Columbia. I thought.
Columbia,
Yeah.
it's pretty big. It's
Right. Okay.
Did we lose on PKs or something?
Yes, but
Okay.
we won on a PK and then we lost.
Lost
at
on a
the end
PK,
to
that's
that Baltimore Union team
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
that we should have beat.
They are in our National League better.
Oh,
Baltimore Union.
Still
redemption.
Absolutely. Okay, next thing. I want to touch base on the Florida trip really quickly because I want to make sure that everyone that remains involved and is going is still going. We are down to 14 players with Juliet, Adeline's sister, which I don't know if you thought about. I'd love to have her playing with us. That gets us to 15. Now, I'm bringing this up not because I am upset with anyone. I'm not angry. I'm not frustrated. But I want to make a point that I thought I made earlier in the year, which is I want you all to feel comfortable to come and tell us when something doesn't feel right, can't do it, won't be here, can't afford it. Whatever the reason is, please come talk to me as soon as you can. Why? Because I want to go to a tournament with 18 or 19 players. With now, at this point, I have more than 25% of my team not going. Now, as a coach, for me, that sucks. Because if I had known that only 25% of my 25% of my team wasn't going to be there, I would have done something differently. Now that's obviously not going to happen, but I will tell you, this trip and this tournament is a very big deal. I've done it. I've coached in it. The teams that we will play are good. The level of competition will be good. If you actually think that like college coaches will watch a game, this is actually a place where college coaches may actually go to your game. Why? Because it's in Florida and it's beautiful and it's a beautiful facility and it's very professional. No parents are allowed anywhere near the field. You have to pay to be in the stands. The coaches have to wear badges to be anywhere near the sideline. It's very, very formal. It's an amazing experience, right? I and talked to Coach Dave. We're probably going to try to find a few players to go to backfill, because I want to go with 17 players at least. Because if you go to a tournament, one person gets injured, one person gets sick, now we're down to 15. If you show up with 15 and that happens, now you're really, really in trouble. So I like to have that kind of plan. So I don't need a show of hands. I don't need, but if you are not going or you did not book a room, and this is like, we need to know now because we are looking to backfill those spots. And in the future, I just ask, please. And I know, like, maybe we didn't have all the details laid out. I understand that, like, we were still figuring out, like, what exact weekend and what exactly we were going to do. And that wasn't probably clear until probably September. But I know that we discussed that we were going to do something like this. And the reason I know it is because we talked about not going to Carolina so that we were offsetting that, right? So you're not going to Carolina and to Florida, right? So the cost difference, right, I was hoping was not as intense. But again, I don't know these things, and now we're gonna have it's gonna be amazing. I sound like Donald Trump. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a great experience, and it really is. You will see that it is a lot of money, but they do a really top-notch job there, and it'll be a lot of fun. And the girls will see teams from Colorado, from Texas, from Maine, from Florida. It'll be from everywhere. So, but I just want to say that I want to go with my girls. That's why I have no. For those that don't know, I don't give a crap about the parks. I don't care about whether. I hope you go. I hope you make time to go. But I'm going to play and win. This is a big deal for them. And when I took our sevens, it was the first time that college coaches went and talked to my players. They were sophomores. It's exciting for them. So, like, this is the next step. So that's why I want to really encourage, like, if this is not going to be something to do, tell me sooner, and we can adjust. We can instead maybe do Carolina instead of Florida, right? So I just wanted to make sure that we're open lines of communication on that. Even though we didn't know the exact details, I know that this was going to be expensive for everyone. So I just want to make sure you all know, like, come say something. Like, Chris, great idea, but not too much. Yeah, good. Talk to me. Okay?
And just to confirm, games would definitely be that Saturday and Sunday and potentially Monday.
Yes. Yeah. And sometimes on Fridays, like teams that are traveling, they may even offer you like an hour of practice time. So like to go and let the girls get touches there and get used to it and all that. So that's been offered to us in the past, especially because we travel so far. I don't know that we're gonna have that opportunity now, but if we're all down there, that may be something that we try to do, find a local field and just get some touches.
So what is the possibility of having games on Monday?
Sorry, say that again.
The possibility of having games on
Would be
Monday.
if we advance. I think we're like making our way through the tournament
Okay.
and we're going to the finals, I think they try to put I think it's, and it depends on the age groups and how many teams they have in each bracket, but I believe they play the 3 games and then there's a semifinal and then Monday would be the final.
Okay.
I believe.
And then there's no consolation games or anything
I
like that
don't
on
think
Monday.
so. Not on Monday. I don't think so.
So it would only be the final on Monday.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I can look to be sure, but I believe that's what they have.
Okay, because I tried to Google, it's like
Yeah, I
ask
couldn't find it either.
ChatGPT,
Because-
and he's like, well, you play a lot of games Saturdays. His name's Colin, by the way.
I'm sure Colin's very helpful.
Oh, he's so
Oh, we gotta keep an eye on Colin.
It's so kind. But yeah, but he said, like to me, right, that they play a lot of the games then on that Saturday and Sunday,
Yes.
and then. But it sounded like that, on Monday, then it's a knockout round. Then on Monday, it's like,
It could
okay,
be.
you maybe win, you go. If not, you are out. So that's
But
how
I
you
think
make
you have to
it.
advance to Monday
Okay,
too, based
so it's
on
possible that you don't.
because you won't play every team in your bracket. They have so many teams that you're just gonna play 3 teams, and then based on your goals, and then you're
We're
gonna
guaranteed 3 games. Is kind of
is right. And then after that, you may have 4, you may have 5, depending on how they structure it. But that I believe that like the knockouts, that is on Monday. You qualify for that.
Okay.
It's not a guarantee to get the
So 3 games is the guarantee.
Yeah.
guarantee.
and then-
Yeah.
I was thinking it was at the park.
Any
on
other
Monday.
questions?
we think we might do park. I mean, we got 2 days in park today.
Yeah, me too.
So-
Monday, Tuesday. Is what we're
Kind of
That's what I was-
piggybacking off of
that's what I
that,
was thinking too.
I'm gonna let Julie talk about this. Where is Julie?
I'm right here.
I just want to touch on the fundraising that's out there right now, because it's so easy to get like a message sent into you, snap, be like, yeah, I'll totally think about that later. But I just want to make people aware of what the fundraising is out right now and how you could take advantage of it if you want to take advantage of it. Jules, do you want to talk about kind of like the 2 that are out there currently?
One is just the Legend of the Fall.
Which-
You're
okay.
just giving back a
It's
portion
tomorrow.
of you know, they're giving people 10%, or what is it, 10%?
10%. 10%.
And then we get like a portion of that. So everybody can share it on their Facebook and, you know, just so people do, it's like giving somebody a coupon, but then we get money back for that. And then the other one, I'm sure everyone saw it, was the calendar one where your family just pretty much donates to you, family or friends. It goes all to you. The Legend of the Fall will go to the whole entire team.
Okay.
And then I guess we'll split it up. And then the calendar one just goes to your child for your expenses. And then hopefully we'll do some like football pools to raise money. That
Yeah.
usually is pretty good.
So, thank you.
Yeah.
We are going to do more, but I don't want you to talk about them because they're not your responsibility. What, and this is again an appetite for fundraising, which has to come from the team. If people want to take on a Super Bowl pool or a fundraiser, I'm asking Julie to not do any more fundraisers, and I'll get to Julie in a second.
Have you ever looked at Team Snap fundraising? Because we did that a few years ago, and basically they have a mechanism now. They keep some of it, but you basically solicit. You have the girls go pitch to local businesses, and I want to say we raised a few $1,000s from it.
Very
don't-
open to these
I don't know if
ideas.
it still exists, but
As I frequently tell people, I feel very confident in my ability to teach them this. I'm not confident in my abilities to run fundraisers. So that sounds awesome. And I'd love to do that. And I know that it's not everyone's skill. I'm not saying you have to do this, but obviously without that, we're not going to be able to offset some of these costs. So I just want to make sure these things, some of them just run themselves. It's not really hard, but it does require. So I'm going to leave that out there that like we have 2 fundraisers going. Thank you, Julie, for setting up and doing them because they will help. But any other ideas or like I'm happy to set up and run a Super Bowl pool for the team. Like I'll set it up and do it and donate to the team. I could care less, but that's only going to do like put a dent in it. So if there are other ideas like this one, and absolutely, please.
My baseball team ran one, and it was through a company, but the girls are active by giving the company